So, I mean, what we have been saying is that if you look at across the value chain of consumers' wallet, probably the travel would be the least recession-prone sector, particularly for the countries who are late in terms of reopening, right? So when you talk about US, India, Australia, or perhaps Europe, probably you could say that recession would have an impact on people's second or third travel post-COVID recovery. But when it comes to China, probably this will be the first summer they'll be traveling out in the last 3 or 4 years, whether domestically or internationally particularly. So we are not too worried about in the early cycle.
Yeah. Please go ahead. Finish your thought.
No, so all I was saying is that we are not too worried about the rising ticket prices at this juncture when it comes to the Chinese travel, both domestic as well as internationally.
All right, got it. So airlines are going to have pricing power, you think, and overall, this year, 2023, is going to be the year of the big comeback for all three airlines. You've got them all on buy, Air China, China Eastern, China Southern. I want to ask you about cost pressures, though, and what I'm thinking of here is jet fuel, JP1. We just had that surprise OPEC plus production cut. At some stage, this is going to translate down into product like JP1. How well hedged are these airlines? Or do they have hedging strategies at all?
So the big three airlines as a policy do not hedge, but there is a pass-through mechanism in the form of surcharges. But I think where the big three Chinese airlines are different in this cycle of recovery versus all other carriers, including Cathay, is that they did not basically lay off that many staff. So the non-fuel cost, they have been fully loaded up. And that's the reason probably their losses in 2022 was far greater than any of their peers. So coming into 2023, the non-fuel cost, probably you will see a massive operating leverage. And when it comes to the fuel, yes, they don't hedge. But where we stand today, it seems like the jet fuel price in 2023, if anything, will be a bit lower than 2022. And it is the yield story at the end of the day. Yeah.
I was going to say, how's that possible when people are talking about just a crude per barrel? We're probably going to be looking at $100 again.
So that's what I'm trying to say, right? So irrespective of those numbers, we have seen that even in 2022. Yes, the jet fuel spread is higher, but so far as the Chinese airlines are concerned, at this juncture, a small change in yield is far too powerful to take care of all other cost increases. Bear it in mind that the load factor increase, because in early cycle capacity is running ahead of demand. So at this point of time, the load factor is about 10 percentage points lower than that of 2019. So that load factor increase not necessarily will lead to an increase in jet fuel consumption in the same magnitude. So I think that if anything, in an early stage, they are far more capable to absorb any short-term increase in the jet fuel prices.